What's up and welcome. As some of you may know, I have the Toyota Celica GT4. So now that that's kind of wrapped up, we all know that my dad and I have a lot of projects. So you guys may have seen some things in the background of the videos. You've seen the 66 Mustang, you've seen a Ford F100, you've seen a notchback Mustang, whatever. Well, when you get stressed about that stuff and you have so many projects to do and everything, well, what do? I'll tell you what you do. You pick up more, okay? This thing right behind me, this is not my project, this is my brother's project. This is a 1994 Ford F-150 Lightning. Pretty cool stuff. I'm building this right alongside of him, helping him, assisting him in everything I could do. But right here, we have another thing. We have another great vehicle that we just picked up. I'll show you. This is a 1984 and a half Ford SVO Mustang. Now, some of you may think, damn, that's kind of a goofy looking Mustang. Well, yeah, it is a goofy Mustang. It's a 4-cylinder turbo Mustang. It's rear-wheel drive. It's a 4-speed manual. Now, Ford made these things back in the day. It was kicking everybody's ass in all the concourse racing, and that's kind of what the thing is made for. It has adjustable shocks. It has, obviously, a 4-cylinder turbo, and it has a ton of other like cool little aero parts of it, and they're pretty rare. I think they only made about 3,200 of these for the year of 1984 and a half. Yeah, this thing is pretty clean. I'm about to show you what it's all about, and I'm excited to kind of go through everything, get it running, and just drive it and see what that's like. And not sure what we're really gonna do with it, if we're gonna go full original or just do some stupid stuff to it. But whatever it is, the journey's gonna be fun, and we're gonna have a blast with this thing, and I'm really excited for it. For some reason, I'm like really attached to this thing. I'm not sure why I'm so attached to it. Maybe it's just because it's such a rare car, and I'm always attached to those rare cars. So let me show you what it's about. All right, enough of the yapping. Here is the Mustang. So we have a ton of lights up front, kind of like a little rally car, to be honest with you. Maybe that's why I like it so much, but we have a ton of lights up front, very different than your regular Mustang. We have this big ass hood scoop in the front that goes straight to an intercooler, kind of like a Subaru. It's right up top of the motor. As you come along the side, this thing has special shocks. They're adjustable shocks. Haven't really looked at them. All I know is that they're special and expensive. Now you can see a little SVO badge. It's a nice little character piece right there. We have this little valence piece. I guess this directs air away from the car. And then this is kind of a cool little piece too. The back spoiler. I mean, that looks like a RS Cosworth, kind of. Obviously, it's not the same thing, but yeah, this is a cool little piece of it as well. Here's a little walk around of the thing. Now, it is dirty. I'm gonna end up cleaning it and giving it an oil change and doing all the good stuff that you wanna do when you first get a car, or a project at least. Yeah, man, this thing is really cool. Interior isn't too bad. This is really sticky and really nasty, which is great. But here's the interior. Definitely need to revamp it a little bit. Obviously, it's a little project. But as we come inside, you see our gauge cluster. We have a boost gauge. That is so sick. I mean, to see that in a Mustang is just so odd. I mean, kind of not nowadays, but a stock Mustang to have a little turbo, especially from this era, that's so sick, man. A little SVO steering wheel. Don't mind that. That's for our little friends, in case we have any. Just put them up. And, yeah, there's not much else that's really interesting besides down here. We have these 3 switches, so we have unleaded fuel. If you're running unleaded fuel, you go ahead and flip that. If you're running premium, you flip that. You got the fog lamps and the amplifier, which is just so cool. And now the throw here. The throw is a little far away, but there's first, and then all the way down here, boom, second, third. Well, we gotta go all the way up there. On the video, it might not be too bad, but in person, I'm telling you, this throw is insane. All right, now here we are under the hood. Here's our funny little 2.3 liter 4-cylinder turbo, straight from 1984. This was the little intercooler that I was talking about. See that hood scoop? It comes from here, goes into our little intercooler, and into our rinky-dinky little turbo, which is just so funny and so cool, man. The other cool thing with this car that you can't really see is the brakes. It has disc brakes on all four wheels. Back in 1984, that's pretty badass. That's pretty cool. So another special thing about the car. So what I'm gonna do now is probably lug this thing out of here. I'm not gonna start it or drive it or anything right now. I'm just gonna push it out, probably just go ahead and clean it, get it up on our lift. Then we're gonna do our regular maintenance stuff that we need to do to this thing. So let's go ahead and get that done. I'm gonna give this thing a quick little vacuum right before we start spraying it off. This thing actually reeks pretty bad. I want to say that it's the carpet, so I'm gonna get rid of that, get new carpet, and I guess go from there, see if it reeks some more. Alright gang, here's the setup. We got our Harbor Freight power washer, as well as our other little Amazon items. Little foam cannon, obviously the bucket. We're gonna do instead of 2-bucket method, we'll do 1 because, yeah, the paint is shot, as you already know. So let's get to cleaning. All right, she's now clean, and per usual, the paint is shot. I mean, you can kind of hear it as we put our hand over it. That ain't good, but what I will do is cut it a little bit and try and polish it a little and see if we could revive it just like we did with the Celica. But this thing is looking not too bad. I'm gonna get it inside. Oh yeah, look at all these little rock chips. That's great because this is such a flat area. Also, it's funny that this is cracked and this is cracked on the exact same side. But we get this thing inside the shop and put it on the lift, and we're gonna see what the undercarriage looks like. All right, we got this thing where the bay is, and we're gonna put it up on the lift. Yeah, like I said before, the paint is pretty shot. Looks similar to the Celica, so hopefully we can somehow revive that and make it look all nice and pretty. And obviously you can see some of this stuff is faded and whatnot. I'm sure somehow we can get that out, or just repaint it or something like that. And then as for this rear valence, what I honestly might do, these tend to snap easily, so what I might do is put in like some kind of support in the middle just so it's not gonna snap. And that's pretty much all I'm seeing at the moment. But yeah, paint is shot and sounds terrible, so we'll have to take care of that someday. And yeah, let's get it up now. All right. Here she is. Now we're gonna take a first time look at the undercarriage. So this is my first time looking at it. And what I see right off the bat when I was lifting it is that there are 2 shocks here. So I guess there's 4 in the rear. That's pretty neat. Coming under here, we do have a little bit of rust, surface rust on obviously the exhaust, sway bar, rear axle. Looks like the rear axle is leaking pretty good too. We'll have to address that at some point. But as for surface rust on the frame, there isn't too much. This really isn't too bad. And for a Michigan car, this is pretty damn good. And it's hard to find things like this. But yeah, we have some leaking up front as well. That's just what I'm seeing for right now. And looks like everything's really accessible. You see our oil filters right there. So we're gonna be touching that in a little bit. But yeah, there's a ton of room in here. And that's honestly pretty sweet because usually I am scraping up my arms and hands to get to some stupid stuff, but you already know the deal. Yeah, this isn't too bad for a Michigan car. This is pretty sweet. And now what I'll probably do is go pick up some maintenance thing. We'll start servicing it a little bit. Alrighty gang, we're in the parts runner and we just grabbed everything that we need to get this thing back up on the road. Yeah, all the good maintenance stuff, and we have that for a different project, so that should be fun. We'll get back to the shop and start doing everything we need to. All right, let's start with the oil change. First step, done. Let's see what it looks like. I mean, it's dirty, and I'm not seeing anything concerning, so that's good. Yeah, that's good. Filters on, looking good up there. We went with the wicks because it is shorter, and the Motorcraft one actually started hitting that, so I had to go to the store and grab a different one. So there it is. Alrighty guys, so now we're gonna be running 10W30 full synthetic. Why? Because it's a turbocharged car. And that's why. So let's do it. 5 chords, only 5 chords. Pretty much it for our oil change. So I was looking at the coolant and I was gonna flush it and all that good stuff, but obviously this thing is bone dry and it has a lot of BS in there. So what I think I might do is just try and find this, just get a whole new reservoir before we start putting this all through the system again. Maybe at that point we'll get a new radiator as well, but I might as well wait to get a reservoir in order to reflush the system and all that good stuff. So I think we'll wait on that, so we can't really start it today. Also needs a new battery, and O'Reilly's did not have an air filter. So we're gonna air filter, battery, reservoir, and then at that point we should be good to fire this thing up. What I can do now is probably go do the spark plugs. So I'm gonna get going with that. To get to the spark plugs, it looks like it's on the passenger side. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 in the back. Looks like we do have to take off this intercooler. Never dealt with this before, but it looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts in the back. So we'll get going with that. We'll take that off. So if you come over here, I guess we can't really see if it has shaft plate just yet. Probably to just undo this guy here, but we can finally get to our spark plugs. All right, I replaced all the spark plugs. We have them all over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got the larger version of me right there. He's taking off the belts and stuff like that because obviously these are all dry rotted. So we're gonna have to replace those before we give it a first start. Also check the turbo, and there's no shaft play, thankfully. It's nice and smooth and in place. All right, well, that's probably gonna be it for today. What we are going to order are all the belts, this reservoir, probably radiator, some of the coolant hoses and air cleaner, and probably just some other miscellaneous stuff. And now that these 2 little brackets are off, I'm thinking I could probably powder coat these the exact same texture as this here. So this is kind of like a splatter black look there. It's got that wrinkle black. But splatter black for prismatic powders. I think it would probably match well, so since it's out, might as well powder coat them that color and go from there. Alrighty guys, well that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, feel free to leave a like and go ahead and comment. Let me know what you think about this thing. Obviously you guys can see that I am 100% stoked about it, and yeah, I can't wait to get this thing on the road. We got a lot of good stuff coming for it, and yeah, the journey's gonna be sweet. So if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe, 100% free. And that's gonna be it for this video. So you guys have a blessed rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.